There are so many people who are in unfulfilled relationships. They're with the mate and they love them, but they're just not happy. They wish they did this, or they wish they didn't do that. You just feel like they should just know how to make you happy. But see, the thing is, you get what you ask for. And I'll take it even in a spiritual context. You have not because you ask not. Now, what do I mean by that? Take for example, you have a woman who's with the guy and she just don't feel the love. She just don't feel the attention. He's not compassionate towards her. There's no passion there. He comes home every day and they're together, but she's as lonely as ever. But on the bright side, she's well kept. Hair get done, nail gets done, all the handbags, she's fashionable, all these different type of things. But she's missing out in the love aspect. She doesn't feel like he really loves her. Now, in a lot of cases, you could trace that back to what were your requirements when y'all first got together. Because I see a lot of times where women are like, well, if he can't take care of the bills by himself, then he a scrub. I don't want him. Or to be with me, you got to make sure these things are kept up. My nails, my hair, all the cosmetic things. But they never make a requirement to love them. You have men out here who have a lady, she's fine, hips, lips, fingertips, all that kind of stuff. Every picture she posts on social media, she look like an Instagram model. She know all her best angles, all the duck lips, everything. But he's like, she doesn't respect me as a man. She's not submissive, in a context of maybe think about marriage, but that's because initially he just said, oh, she gotta be fine, she gotta have breasts, she gotta have butt, she gotta be a freak, all that different type of stuff. But you never put out a requirement of how you want it to be treated. And people would just say, well, they're just supposed to know. But how are people supposed to know if you don't tell them? The only thing people know is what you tell them. If you tell a woman all she got to do is lay on her back to please you, that's all she's going to do. If you tell a man all he got to do is flash his money and take care of you, that's all he's going to do. Loving you is not one of your requirements. So he'll do what he needs to do to take care of you because that's what you've asked for. But loving you, maybe he'll come around. Respecting you as a man is not what you put out there as a requirement. You didn't say, this is how I want to be treated, this is how I want to be talked to. And of course, you respect me, I respect you. That's a two-way street in that regard. But you never made a requirement of things you won't deal with. Attitude, nagging, getting chewed out, cussed out, all the different type of things. You never made that a requirement that you have to respect me. You have to respect my being as a man if you want me to be your man. But what you did put out there, like, well, if she don't give head, I don't want her. Or, she got to have X, Y, Z physical features for me to even want her. And so that's all they giving. So you get what you ask for. You can't just assume somebody knows how to treat you or somebody just knows how to give you what you want, because prior to you, they probably had a life, and each relationship or each encounter required different things of them. So they're just going to act on default until otherwise stated, or they're going to give you exactly what you asked for. And if being loved or loving you isn't what you asked for or what you require, unless they just have the good sense God gave them, but let's be real, most people don't. They're going to do what you let them do. They're going to get away with what you let them get away with. But That's why communication is so important. You know, you have to treat every new encounter, every relationship as a blank slate. You build it from the ground up. There is no skipped steps. You can't just jump into level 5, you know, on the way to, you know, forever. You got to build from the ground up each and every time, you know. And if it can be frustrating because a lot of people don't get past stage 1, but it's a necessary evil to weed people out. That's the easiest way to weed people out. You got to build from the ground up. You know, when I was out there single and dating or whatnot, you know, one of my requirements was in a wife, you know, is that she cooks. Call it old school, whatever. I'll do everything else. I'll clean. I'm already a neat freak, so I'll clean up. I'll tend to the children or whatever. I just need somebody who will cook for me because I really don't like cooking. And there was a lot of women out there who scoffed at it. There's a, you know, I had a ex one time, you know, she was like, oh, well, you know, you can tend to the kids, you can cook dinner, da da da. And I asked her, well, what will you be doing while I'm doing everything? Oh, it'll look good to have sex with you. I can get that anywhere. That's not something I asked for. You know, I asked that if we're gonna do this forever thing, I'm gonna need a wife who cooks, you know, or who don't mind cooking. Because it is not, you don't have to cook every day, but us eating will be your responsibility, basically. You know, so, but I put that as a requirement, and thus, you know, when it came time for me and my forever to meet, she cooks. You know, she knows that that's her responsibility. And you know, she had requirements of me when we first got together. But I wouldn't have known what those requirements were if we hadn't talked about it. So don't be afraid to put your requirements out. A lot of people get so sick of dating, so sick of the single life, and you keep cycling through person after person. You're getting frustrated, and it's because you're not taking the time to A, build from the ground up, and then B, put your requirements out there. You'll save yourself a lot of time if you just do that. You get what you ask for.